So with Team of the Year definitely been on the horizon, packs is the big thing. Now, do you need to save them? To be honest, it's a yes and a no, and I think it all depends on how you're going to do Team of the Year. So if you're looking for coins, head to the description of the video, have a look at U7, click go to site, and you'll be transported straight to the coin page for FC25. There is plenty of amounts, and we know full well that U7 are the cheapest, safest, reliablest coins that you can get out there. Once selected your product, click buy, and you'll also be given a newcomer an extra bonus per time. Then obviously head over to the discount, type in JT11 for your discount code, and you'll be able to get that lovely 8% off every single time. And there is also massive creators that are on screen that are also affiliated with U7 Buy. And if that's not enough to convince you, there is lots of different reviews that you can go on Trustpilot and have a look for yourselves. Safe, reliable, and fast. I've personally gone into Team of the Year the past 2 years especially just getting whatever I can. If I've saved a few packs, brilliant. If I haven't, it's not necessarily the big thing in the world because I've seen people save 10 packs, 50 packs, 100, and I've seen some people save literally for over 2 months, saving over 1,000 packs, and they've barely got a goalkeeper. It is all luck. But if you do want to get some packs, because to be honest, Numero Foot is okay. It's not the greatest promo in the world. I think there's some nice cards, but realistically, are you going to get a Kamenvinga? Are you going to get a Leao? As much as Lewandowski, I'll happily take him. He's probably not going to go into the starting team. And then, other than that, most players are relatively affordable, at least to the point where you could potentially buy them. Other than maybe like James, who's a few 100k, everybody's in a reasonable price. So that comes down to then, well, what do I do with my packs? Because I don't really need to open them for this. So I'm going to go through every way that you can get a pack, the best ways that you can save it, what you should open right now, and what you should be saving. So the first things first, the best thing that you can do, because it basically means that you can save all of these rewards without opening them, and you could still open packs as well as having player picks, is by doing your season pass. That's going to be the number one because you need to be grinding that anyway to get the most rewards possible. You get fodders if you really want to go with these players and put them into extra stuff. And you'll also get a considerable amount of player picks. Now, I'm not saying that you're guaranteed a Team of the Year from these, but at the very minimum, it's nice to have player picks from them and potential Team of the Years. You've got 84 picks, 85s, quite a few 85s as well. You also then have the 86s. You have 2 of them and a 1 of 287, plus a couple of packs as well by the time you get to the end. These are brilliant because I don't have to actually click them, so they are not going to be in the way of any other packs because naturally you want to open some packs to be able to do other upgrades to get better packs. So that is going to be kind of like your number one. I would probably stress to try and get as much of the objectives done as well, because at least you are getting something decent. An 83 times 10 gives you another chance for just getting rewards, and trying to group these objectives together is always nice in general. So having the rush points here, being able to then grind out this one to finish off the 50k points. We may get another Numero Foot at some point. I know we didn't get anything for Numero 7, but there's always a potential that we could get something else prior to Team of the Year actually being fully announced. We've got the voting. And then also we're going to get on to when do you open the packs? Because there is a lot of speculation. Like last year, it seemed to be that the rate of a Team of the Year seemed to be a little bit better in the attacker, midfielder and defending portions rather than the full team, which we'll kind of get into because it does make sense. Then we've obviously got the seasonal stuff. You've obviously got your completionists for your numero guarantees if you want to complete it. You've got then other stuff that's just natural here that, to be honest, is just more SP than anything. We have the numero challenge, which does give you an ultimate pack. Honestly, I don't know if I've actually opened an ultimate pack. I probably have, but I mean, it's been a while since we've got one of them. I remember when they were the brand new thing, everything was you trying to get one of them. Now, they're barely even mentioned. But you do get a few more rewards for obviously doing them as well. We have got the England World Tour for an 85 times 2. You can grind it out for very little coins, but it's up to you if you think them 285s are going to be worth it. It is an extra pack if you've got nothing else to do, so there is that most definitely. And other than that, it may be finishing off a few milestones. You might be a little bit closer to obviously doing it as well, so that could be pretty decent in the long run also. So they're your objective point of view. That's if you want to play the game and you don't want to just sit on the menus for the next 2 weeks. I don't know when Team of the Year is fully coming out. I know we've got the voting. I can imagine we should hear more kind of going from today onwards for the leaks of honourable mentions, of Team of the Year icons that will come, and hopefully some new stuff that will be announced. And normally EA do give you the full dates as well. So then we're kind of then left to playing the game and SBCs. So playing the game, naturally you're going to get your rival rewards every week, you're going to get your squad battles, and then you're also going to get your champs. So they're going to be your best things at the moment to be able to grind out to get the packs from there. So that's kind of like your number one step. Doing the game is always going to give you something, and then once you've finished that, you can kind of then grind onto SBC stuff and get more upgrades that way. Now, in terms of what you want to save and what you want to open, you always want to keep a good enough fodder pool as such, because we are still going to get upgrades during Team of the Year and also prior to it. If we do get a whole week of the Team of the Year warm-up, I don't think they did it last year or the year before. I know they did it during the second week of a promo. I cannot remember the promo prior to Team of the Year, but I'm pretty sure week 2, you got your 11 Premier League players, your 11 La Ligas, or your 81 times 12 or whatever it was before Team of the Year that you could grind out. Weren't the greatest value, I must admit, but you could still grind them out to get more specific packs. So what I would kind of be opening, I've got like a whole pool of kind of packs that I haven't opened at all. What I normally go is mega packs and above. So Mega Pack, Prime Gold, Rare Players, Jumbo, and Ultimate, I would keep of the standard packs. Now, obviously, we're in an industry where you've got your 75 times 5, 15, 25, 30. Normally, anything below like an 83, I tend to open. There's very, very little chance that I'm going to get a Team of the Year from an 82 times 3. So at least that could give me some fodder portions for the game right now. If you get the walkout, that's going to be fantastic for grind out in the future, because we have got the 82 times 12s or 15s. We've got the 83 times 10 that more than likely will come as well. There is so much fodder that you'll need to grind them out. You want to make sure that you are continuing to open as well. Plus, because we don't have the exchange, that's going to make it a little bit harder if we don't get that in the Team of the Year portion. We could potentially get it after, which is always possible, but for now we've got to go on the assumption we don't have it as of yet. And another good way that, to be honest, through the pool of all the promo packs and the global limits, we do have the provisions, which is great to buy cards very quickly, because we get 8 of them. They do refresh quite a considerable amount. We have got the rare players and we have got the commons as well. Now, if you do the maths on it, for instance, with commons, you can buy them, I think, at about 300. If you to buy 45 of these for 300, you're looking at 13.5k. If they're 350, if say you can't get them at that price, which I could check in a second, you are looking at 15,750. Now, obviously, the main thing is that's saving me time. That's kind of where I'm spending that extra 4k. It's kind of like the exchange. Instead of buying the players, the exchange was better value because of how low fodder prices was. This is the same, but it's just a little bit more expensive than buying off the market, but you're guaranteed not to be market banned from buying so many cards. When it comes to rares, if we're looking at 35k, I believe the minimum you can get these is 700. I think you can get some for 650, but you'd basically be doing 700 times 45, you'd be doing 31,500. Now let's just double check the maths there, but even so, even if that is correct, it's still a lot quicker, and to be honest, I'd happily give up the 4k to be able to do it quick time. So for instance, with the commons, I think they are 300, no, 350? So you could get a considerable amount at 350. So it's about 4k more when it comes to rares. I know some are available at 650, but I don't think it's... Oh, no, it could be. So 650. So if I was to do it at 650 instead, probably a little bit more of a gap. You're looking at about a 5k gap again. They kind of know what they're doing with that, but it is a quicker way. And it's just something that personally I thought about when I was doing winter wildcard upgrades. I was like, well, I don't have any commons. I can just go and buy that. It gives me the commons. It saves me having to go and sit through and buy 50 at a time constantly. So it's just a little bit extra in case you didn't know about that in the provisions, which then leads us to these upgrades. So we've got players. I would suggest, I did a whole tier list on Monday. Go check out a video prior to this because it is going over basically all the SBCs, which ones are worth it and which ones are not, and also being more careful with what fodder you're putting in if you are ready for Team of the Year. There is some, like, I think Gavi is one that is perfect. I need to finish him off now because he is an exceptional card that could have an Evo at some point, and with that 99 dribbling, I really want him in the team. It's going to be a must, absolutely. And there's a couple of others that are decent that I do need to complete as well. Challenges are always going to be very nice. You do get a few prime gold players. Always nice to sprinkle in a few tradable ones there. I might even keep the rare Electrums players just in case. If you manage to pack a Team of the Year that's tradable, then you're absolutely quids in. But anything else, like for instance, we have all of these would be open. I'd be very... I would potentially keep the small rare gold players, but to be fair, that is just because they have been good for me. I might just open it to get a bit more fodder purposes, really, because it all depends on what other upgrades they give us from now until Team of the Year. If we've got another week of a promo, if we've got a warm-up, more than likely we're going to have even more upgrades to complete. At the moment, I think the only one we've got is the 82 times 14. You want to be doing that as much as possible. The player picks is an unfortunate one because you can't save it. If you're going to try and open up stuff to get more fodder, you have to use it. So for me, I would suggest, to be honest, I wouldn't even suggest keeping it. What we'll do is we'll do it now and we'll see how well it goes. So let's go gold, storage, ignore, and then we'll go maximum of 84, and that should then give us at least 4 of them. Oh, maybe not. I forgot that I've had absolutely zero fodder in the storage at the moment. We did the 2 icon packs, got a cheeky bale. Happy days, really. So let's get the 84s in here. We've got a lot in the club, and that's where I like the storage, just to put as much in as possible. So then you can just kind of grind out, and your team is just pretty much just full of everything in here. So let's go for the one. Oh, of course, that's the only one I've got, isn't it? Is Grealish the other? Yeah, of course he is. So we got that, and then we'll put one more in. I think it was 3, but it could be 4 if they're not in there already. It's 4, so let's take out you. And we'll take out 283s, in fact, as well. Let's go you, and there we go. Beautiful. So let's have a look and see, was this worth it? I personally haven't got anything good from these. These have always been horrendous. Now, I know it's this, what is it, the 75, 5 of 10 have really been bad for me. So whether we get anything in these, the 80 could be better. If we manage to get a walkout, at least I'll do the second one. Get an 84, we'll pick him as 1. 83. Yeah, these for me. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments if you've actually had anything good from these. That's a bigger one. Maybe not. We have just not had any luck on these, unfortunately. And 84 again. We'll probably do the next one just because. Why not? Have we got every? Oh, we've got every 83 here. Of course we do. So let's whack them in. We got 2 84s back, so I suppose that's something. Let's go ahead and do that last one. Why not? You got to always love the gamble. Granted, like I already said, when it comes to the actual numero foot, there's really nothing I want, to be honest. So it's kind of just doing it just for the heck of it, really. If I do manage to get a Liao, obviously I'll be happy. I mean, I'm not going to grumble that he doesn't have 2 playstyle pluses if I've got him in the team, but then it would make the question of, I've just done that. I really shouldn't have done Vinny at that point, but we still keep moving with it. So once you've kind of done all these, obviously there's some that you want to open now, like this. If you kind of want to try out and open something, then obviously do it. Like, I mean, why not? But in terms of actually getting the fodder for doing upgrades to save, the 82 times 14 is going to be a massive one. I can imagine the rate that you're going to get is going to be horrendous, but still, having that as the option, and if we do get the attackers straight off, you can go for it. Why not? So let's have a look at this one. We'll go from right to left. Let's see if we can get anything. One walkout would be nice at the minimum, or I'll even take an 85 at this rate, to be honest, or an inform. Inform would be just as good enough. 85, thank you. Now, can we ask for a walkout? Because that would be lovely. They are delightful. That's a good one. There we go. 88 and just a standard 83. Did we get an 84 in there? Beautiful. So slightly better on the next one. I'll take it. So then you've got the 82 times 14s. These are, as always, going to require a team of the week and a bunch of 83s. So again, when doing these, it's quite an easy one to just try and use your storage first and then obviously go for what you can. As you see, I really don't have much in here. So if I go if I go like that, high to low, and then we go back to club, that should be fine. And that should give me nearly an 83 team. Whack a couple of these players in. I could probably, I need a team of the week, of course I do. So let's see if I've got an 82 team of the week. That would always be nice. I don't think I've got a team of the week in the storage. No. So we go back to the club and we can add these in. Team of the weeks are so simple to go with. Obviously untradeable as much as possible. We'll just whack in the many of players that we've got. We'll go with a Cam and Vinga. And that's the first one done. Naturally, just keep doing them. They are great to save. 83 times 10, 82 14, any of them sort of packs, naturally I'll keep. Comes to player picks, honestly, as much as I do like them as a fodder option, I'd kind of be leaving them at the moment because like I say, you can't open anything after doing it. So it is almost like if Team of the Year is like in 2 or 3 days and you've done all of the upgrades you possibly can, then obviously you can open them. That's going to be the perfect scenario. But like your 75 times 5, I'm trying to get the walkouts out of these now to be able to do more 82 times 14s, more of the upgrades. We actually get Jude Bellingham, which is very nice as a fodder option. And just in case there's a player that comes out, there's always going to be options for it. So making sure you've got everything ready is always going to be fantastic. And we now know I've got 2 Bellinghams in the club, so even better. So naturally, they are going to be the best ways that you can grind when it comes to doing all of the upgrades. So doing winter wildcard crafting, because I guarantee we'll get a Team of the Year one. You want to be setting yourself up nicely in the meantime by doing as many of your daily gold upgrades as possible. You have 6 more days and it will upgrade more than likely, giving us 5 times a day. You're doing your daily silver and bronze just to get the fodder to be able to get the golds, gives you commons that you then either put back into premium mixed league upgrades, because every time you do it, you could keep the prime gold and open up these 3. You should be able to do that and still get enough fodder to put it in. You can obviously still open up the 77 player picks with your commons for more fodder options, for more 82 times 14s. The 82 times 14 I use as a byproduct of that's my chance of getting somebody big. The 77 player pick is always another chance of that as well, but I'm happy to get fodder out of that. I want to be looking to try and get as many of the 83, 4, 5, 6s out of that as humanly possible. So when it comes to this, if I'm looking at it, we'll obviously go from the club. It's all about trying to get as much fodder. We need 2 rares. Of course, it only gives me 1. So naturally with this, it's just to try and get more fodder, to do them bigger upgrades, to then save for Team of the Year. Or in the meantime, really, it was to try and get any of the promo cards. But that's kind of what I use it as a stepping stone, rather than the byproduct of trying to get something massive. Obviously with these, I just reveal all, because sometimes you can get something good. 84, 83, 80... and 77. So we take the 84. That's going to be fantastic for more of the upgrades. It's given us commons, hence where the daily golds come in. They then throw it themselves into the 77 player picks, and it just keeps going around like that. If you want to obviously keep the parameters of the squad builder, you've got to go into the squad as well. So you saw there, it's kept the yes on the ignore, on the low to high, and the gold. Obviously, it's going to... oh, it gives me 2 rares, even better. Obviously, it's going to keep doing that. But if I do the squad builder straight away, I don't know if this is just Xbox, but if it's not on PlayStation, let me know. So let's have a look at this one. 79, 79, 83, and 84. Beautiful. Every time. Gets me more fodder in there. Put it into the storage. But like I was saying, if I go to squad build instead, I do have to then change everything again. So it is something that you do want to go into the SBC, then put the squad builder option, so you don't have to keep changing it every single time. And we'll do one more just to see if we can get 384s, the 3rd time lucky. But that's kind of everything you need. You need the objectives, you need the season pass. Doing obviously the gameplay is always going to be a good one. Champs rewards, always nice to keep. Then obviously opening up the smaller packs to get more fodder for the bigger packs. What do we get? 78, 80, 81, and 83. So at least a semi-fodder portion. 83s are not necessarily hard anymore, but finishing off these every day as much as possible is going to be a fantastic way. You then, like I say, have premium mixed league upgrades if you want to grind them out. If you've done all your gameplay stuff, making sure you're doing all your daily stuff, and then we will get more upgrades coming out at some point. We'll get the Premier League upgrades, we'll get obviously the 83 times 10, more than likely will come out. Even then, we might even get a bigger one. We might start getting more of the 85 85 times 2s. The only ones that I would consider maybe not doing, purely on how much fodder it uses, depending on your level of fodder, is the 85 combo. If they go to an 86, maybe, but the squad that you had to give up like 2 85s, an 84 rated team, doing that 3 times a day, you're going to have to heavy grind. And to be honest, they really didn't have good value. Whereas at least with the 82 times 14, you do get a solid amount of cards back. The 85 combo was 1 guaranteed 85 and above, and then you get 4 random players. You could get all walkouts. You're more than likely get an 85 and 4 83s or 4 80s. It's as simple as that one. So I would go with caution of them upgrades, and more than likely as these upgrade comes out, I'll give you better ways to grind these out with more extra upgrades and SBCs that we will get in the coming weeks. But they're going to be the best ways if you are looking to start saving for that team of the year grind and potentially, hopefully, getting yourself a team of the year. There's no better feeling. You get it one time, because when it goes to footies, it just doesn't feel the same. So let me know how many packs you've got. Are you saving too much? Like I say, open what you've got. Cheeky bit of, I was going to say Griezmann, but bit of Sommer. We've done really well with them. 3 walkouts out of the packs. Can't grumble. They clearly want you to open them. But that's going to be everything. Make sure you like, and if you need any more help, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.